So I'm going to look at resource managers. Now, resource managers are quite important. When I deployed this service, we said we wanted an IP scope of a certain point, a certain amount. We have these items called resource managers, and there's 3 different types: prefix pools, IP address pools, and number pools. These are branch agnostic pools, so they're shared across branches. So for example, to highlight this, if I want to deploy a customer service like we had just done, we want to allocate an IP address or a prefix from a pool. But if someone else creates another service in another branch, we don't want to allocate the same prefix that's already been allocated. So I can demonstrate this. We've got the customer prefixes. I can see in there it's got 1 resource. The utilization is at 3%. I can go and view the resource that were divvied out by this resource manager, and we see it's 0/29. If I go and create another service, let's say SI1001, and submit another request, although the branch has not been merged, it's that both are in kind of draft status. If I go back to my service, we can see both services are in draft. We'll be able to go back to the resource manager. Yeah, we can go back to the resource manager and see that the same IP address wasn't given out. So this resource manager was able to allocate even though the services are in different branches.
Yes, and I realize talking about branch agnostic and branch aware, it may feels like that you will require, for example, the nodes or the attributes to be branch agnostic itself. And in this case, that's not the case.
No.
Like actually the object, if we go to the object, maybe like the objects are branch aware, and so they only exist in the branch, but it's just that the resource manager in this case has the visibility into all the branches, and it's a special way of exploring that.
Yeah. /29, and if I go to that other service, we can see it 8/29, and we can't see the other IP address that was allocated. It's a very good point that I almost missed. Okay. So that's shown the prefix, but it's also, again, for numbers, we can do the same. For example, when we created the service, we allocated some VLANs for this service. And again, you can specify the pool, the range that you want to allocate from. And again, it will assign an IP address. And if you decide you don't want this service anymore and you delete the branch, for example, this number will be put back into the pool to be reused. And when you allocate a new service, instead of starting at 1002, it will go back to 1000 and reuse what was there.